bell, everybody there. All right. And we're being recorded, so we all have to be on our best behavior, you guys. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and get started, you guys. I'm going to make this as enjoyable as possible because farming, education, some of this stuff can be a little like it can be a little it can be a little boring. This is not boring. In fact, this is probably one of my favorite topics that I instruct on, and this is a way for us to get in front of people in a very valuable way on Facebook. And so I'm really excited for us to go through this together. If this is your first time seeing this session, watching something like this, really again, really excited that you're getting to see how we can execute on this strategy. And again, this is Facebook Farming 2.0. We're going to do two main things today. Number one, we're going to get a list, okay? A list of homeowners, but it could be a list from a CRM that you have. It could be a list you got from a title company. It could be a list of people right out of your phone. Okay? Just needs to be a list of people. And we also need to have some contact information. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that list, we're going to load that into the back end of Facebook, and we're going to get into those people's news feeds. That's the name of the game today, you guys. So if you're up for that, let's rock and roll. Let's get right into this, you guys. So again, thank you so much for joining today's session. Facebook Farming. I'm Aaron Lacey, your psychology-driven digital marketing coach. You guys, I've met with over 9,000 agents in the last 11 years. I have my broker's license actually in Arizona, here in Arizona. I work with agents all over the country, and I get to help them just level up in their business, identify blind spots. We have fun doing it. They make a lot of money, and it's really enjoyable for me as well. So I've been in the real estate space for almost 20 years. So I was actually born to parents that were in real estate back in the late 70s, early 80s, and father still in real estate. So I think I was at a signing when my mom was pregnant with me, when I was in my mother's womb. I know that's kind of random, but I've got it in my DNA, you guys. So anyways, love helping the real estate community because that's who I identify with as well. But my focus though for you is how can we level you up? How can we level you up with your brands, with your online presence? How can we create differentiation for you? How can we take your business to the next level? How can we help you get past some of those obstacles that maybe you're facing? So anyways, that's who I am. I work for a company called West, and West is a national marketing technology consulting company for real estate. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and jump in. And here's what I'm going to say. You guys, I'm going to go through and get access to a list, okay? A list. So again, I'm going to start with a geographic farm, which is the typical farm that that us as real estate professionals that we leverage, okay? But consider a farm any group of people that have a commonality. Okay, so any group of people with a commonality of some sort, with something in common. So again, it could be that they all know you and they're contacts in your phone. It could be that they all live in a specific geographic area. It could be that they're all people within again a certain price point. Whatever the case may be. It could be they're going through divorce. They have a tax lien. They're expired properties, withdrawn. They are for sale by owners, right? It could be any number of those things. It could be just distressed scenario. So whatever the scenario is, we want to make sure they all have something in common. Okay. The more tight that commonality, the more we're able to bring value to their specific needs. Okay. But again, if you don't have a list, and I'm going to leverage a tool called Fetch. This is actually available through a title company called WFG National Title. Again, I'm not representing a title company. This is just what I have access to today. But whoever you're working with, you guys, if you get a list from them, right? And it could be, there's multiple list providing services as well. There's, Vulcan 7, there's Cole Resource, there's RedX, there's Mojo, there's a ton of different homeowner list providing, platforms out there. The one thing you need to make sure you do is ensure that that list has at least a phone number or an email address. Okay. Phone number and email address associated with it. Okay. Because that's what Facebook uses to connect the homeowner to the Facebook account. Okay. And so what we're going to do is we're going to find a list of homeowners within a certain area. We're going to take that list, we're going to drop it into the back end of Facebook. And then what we'll be able to do is now get into the news feeds of those homeowners on Facebook and Instagram. So that's a little bonus for you. We're going to get in their Instagram news feeds as well. Do you guys see the benefit to this? Let me just take this to the next level. There's 3 billion Facebook users. On average, 2 billion of those users check into Facebook every single day. You guys, that's almost 80% of American adults, right? Over the age of 18, check into Facebook almost every day. And those that are checking in every day, they're actually checking in multiple times a day, average of 15 times a day for 38 minutes. You guys, so if we know that almost 80% of our audience, so people that are in a list, people, our contacts, people within a specific community, if we know that almost 80% of them are on Facebook every day, Facebook and Instagram, I should say, what's the best way to get their attention? And you guys, I just want to point out something. If we think about a sales funnel, you guys think about a sales funnel, just a V, right? And at the bottom of the sales funnel is our commission check, right? And right above that is a transaction. And right above that is an offer. And right above that is showing property or listing property. And right above that is an appointment. And at the top of the funnel, right at the beginning of all of this, in order to get a transaction closed and us get a commission check, we have to, what do we have to do? We have to get somebody's attention. You guys, this is the best opportunity for us to get somebody's attention, because this is where people are spending their time and attention. They're spending their time and attention on Facebook, their time and attention on Instagram. Okay. So that's why we're diving into this. That's why we're taking advantage of this massive opportunity that is what I'm going to share with you here in a second. It's called custom audiences on Facebook, custom audiences on Facebook. Now, if you Google after today's session, if you want to really take this to the next level and get really deep with this, and you say, you know what, Aaron, like you've got my wheels turning. I want to get really deep into this. You can jump onto YouTube again, not now, after the session, and search for custom audience, Facebook custom audiences. You'll see no less than probably 100,000 videos on this topic, you guys. But what's happening is it's just not readily available for real estate. Just nobody's really talking about it, even though, in my opinion, it is the best advertising opportunity that exists in real estate. It's the best opportunity for you to stay top of mind that exists in real estate. I would say short of, making phone calls, short of that personal connection, that one-to-one personal connection, okay, that only you can do. Okay, so hopefully everybody sees and understands kind of the process we're going to go through today. Again, it's grab a list. If we already have one, great. If we don't, we need to get access to a list. We're going to go into Facebook. I'm going to show you how to set up what's called your business manager account in Facebook, because we have to have a business manager account in order to set this up. That's different than a business page. Okay. So we'll set up the business manager account. And then what we'll do is we'll connect our ad account to our business manager account. And then we'll go in to the audiences section, and we're going to upload our list of contacts. And again, we need a phone number, an email address connected to each of those contacts in the spreadsheet. And again, in order for Facebook to make that connection. And once Facebook makes the connection, now we've got some really dialed in prospects, a very intentional group of people that we can now get in their news feeds. And you guys, the cost is substantially less than your typical social media advertising, because no longer are we just trying to get in front of tens of, thousands or tens of thousands of people. Now we're getting in front of a list of, let's say, 500 people or 800 people or 2,000 people within a specific area. So it ends up being, the cost ends up being really just pennies on the dollar. I mean, for $50, you can get in front of an entire community, right? Of 2,000 people, plus or minus. Can you do that with postcards? There's no way, right? Postcards on average are about 80 cents with for printing and postage. So for $50, you'd get in front of 60, 65 homeowners, right? Now we have the opportunity for $50 to get in front of 2,000 homeowners in a more meaningful way too, because it's not just once, right? When somebody gets a postcard, they see in their mail, it's amongst the other, studies show that they're getting over 400 pieces of advertising in their mail, every year. That's over one ad a day in their mailbox. They check their mailbox every couple of days. So they're scanning through bills and ads, right? And they throw most of it away. So it only gets exposure one time. They only see your postcard one time. On Facebook, there's the opportunity for them to see it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times before your budget kind of expires, right? So again, you're going to get more exposure, more kind of views, more repetitions there, more opportunity for them to then take action. And the third thing, you guys, is with a postcard, in order for someone to take action, right? In order for you to generate a lead from a postcard, they actually have to physically punch in a phone number. They have to physically, email you or call you. With advertising, all they have to do is just click their finger. They have to just touch on the ad, click submit, and now you have a new lead, or you have someone that's raised their hand that says, "Yeah, I want more information on that," or whatever it is that you're sharing or promoting. And so again, the barrier to entry is a lot lower for these online ads. Okay, you guys. And by the way, if anybody has any questions, feel free to unmute yourself or just type right into chat. And again, I'm a coach, I'm a guide, you guys. I want to make sure I'm a resource for you. I want to make sure you're crystal clear with this. If you're running into any difficulty or any challenges with getting this set up, let me know. Okay. And again, happy to try to help you as much as I can in today's session. And then I'll also make myself available after this session, you guys. So I'll share with you a link of how you can connect with me. There's no cost to connecting with me, so as a WeServe member, there's no cost to connecting with me. So you can't beat that. Ayana said, can you tell who on the list is actually engaging? We can't tell who is actually engaging unless they actually engage. You know what I mean? And an engagement technically would be somebody that either engages with the post or becomes an actual lead for us, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So Facebook's not going to say, hey, Joe Smith, the homeowner at 1234 Main Street, saw your post. They're not going to tell us that, but they will. But we will know if they engaged with it, they liked it, commented it, shared it, or if they actually clicked through and became a lead for us. Okay. So great question there. And here's the other thing too, you guys. Maybe in the future, I might do an advanced version of this session where if somebody clicks or sees what we're doing, but they don't take action, they don't become a lead to us, we can actually then follow back up with them later. And we kind of follow them around the internet and around social media. And that's called retargeting or remarketing. And then Brianna asks, does Fetch or other platforms provide you with their contact information? Yes. And that's why I like this platform, Fetch, because we do get access to contact information. So you guys, I'm going to go ahead and jump in. And again, if you want access to this platform, I'll let me know, right? Just let me know. Happy to get you access to this. But if you already have another platform or a title company you're working with that can get you contact information, that's the key. We need that contact information. So here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to go ahead and just select an area. Okay. So what I'll do in this platform is, I'll find an area. Okay. And I'm less worried about the size of the area, you guys. So here's the beauty of this. Again, since we're not mailing out postcards, the cost is it diminishes substantially, right? So it's a lot less. So what I'll do here is, let's just say we go ahead and identify an area here, and so this looks like a pretty solid area that we want to get access to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do a boundary search, and I'm going to let's just say I want to grab, this boundary here. Okay. So what we'll do here is we'll kind of identify that area geographically. I'm going to click on next. And before I plug in any criteria, I'm just going to go down and click on get count just to see how many homeowners in that area. And the system typically will just spit out a number and say, okay, there's 3,600 homeowners in that area. Okay. So now at this point, I could actually go ahead and just move forward with getting access to this list. I just need to do a couple other things to make sure I get those phone numbers. And this system will also give me email addresses. Now, this particular system will identify phone numbers for about 2/3 of the homeowners, and it will give me emails for about 1/3 of the homeowners. Okay. And there's a cost to it, right? There's a cost to that. I'll show you what that is here in a second. And any platform that's going to give you access to contact information, phone and email, there's most likely a cost to it. Okay. So what we want to do, if we want to specifically search for people that have a specific need or criteria in this general area, right, that we've identified within this boundary area, I can go to property statistics or characteristics. Again, there's a lot of criteria options here. I'm not going to go through each of these, but we could say, purchase date on or before they have to have owned the home for at least a year. We could say that, the value of the home needs to be at a certain level, okay, or a certain price range. We go to other. We could say that we want the properties in the area to be within a specific, maybe you're already mailing to an area, or you're already doing EDDM, which is every door direct mail. Well, maybe we want to then get in front of those same people that you're already mailing to, but just get in front of them online through social media, through Facebook, Instagram. There are some other filters we can dive into, which I really like with this system. Out of state folks, empty nesters, right? This is a great criteria. I love the empty nester option here. That'd be 30 years of ownership and 3+ bedrooms. So that's a good one. Next seller is another good one. That's where they've owned plus or minus a year from the average years owned. And right now, average years owned is around 7 years. We're finding between 7 and 10 years that people are making a move. And so this is kind of that next seller option. And then there's also some premier data where there's a little additional costs associated with it. We can get into their mortgage information, right? We can find out what their interest rate is, what their loan amount is if we want. I don't know if there's any lenders on the call today. That's might be some useful stuff to you. The type of loan that they have. We can dive into this lead section, which I really like, you guys. So this is going to allow us to dive into folks that death, bankruptcy, divorce, for sale by owner, lien, lis pendens, notice of trustee sale. Okay, so a lot of options there we can dive into. And then our last thing here, you guys, is the phones and emails. So we can say we want the phones, we want emails, or we want both. I would also always recommend that you get both phones and emails. And the reason for that is Facebook, again, needs to connect the homeowner to a Facebook account. And it does that through that unique identifier, which is a phone or an email. And phones, typically, everybody has a unique phone, right? As long as it's a mobile phone, right? We don't share phone numbers with our family members or colleagues. We share home phones. We share work phones with them. So home phones and work phones don't work very well because those are shared. So Facebook may see, when you set up your Facebook account, you added a phone number and an email address to that account. And typically it's your mobile number and your personal email. Well, that's what Facebook is using to create that connection, okay, between that person in your list and the Facebook account. So here's the thing though, we have multiple phone numbers. Sometimes we have multiple email addresses. Get phones and emails. Phones will cost you 5 cents per phone, or per phone per contact. Email addresses, 7 cents per email. Now, How many did we have in this list? We had what, like 3,500 homeowners that we identified in this area? 3,600. If the system found a match for all 3,600, phones and emails are going to cost us an investment of $437. Okay, $437, which $437, solid investment. I'd pay that all day. Here's the thing. It's not, right? Because it just doesn't have all that data. So what's going to happen is you'll get charged the $437. It'll be a hold on your card or your account, and then it'll kind of refund you the difference between what it actually finds and the overall like total matches. Does that make sense? So it'll probably find 2,000 with 2,000 phone numbers and probably 1,500 email addresses. So you'll get charged for that. So this cost will probably drop in half. Okay. Ion asks, how quickly does the system return the info? Pretty quickly, within minutes. Within minutes. Yep. So you click both phones and emails, you enter your criteria, you go ahead and click on pay now, and then you'll get access to your list. Okay. So again, doesn't matter how you guys get access to it. Use a system that has accurate data. That'd be my recommendation. So, so this is pretty accurate. Again, nothing's perfectly accurate, you guys. Here's the thing though. Let's just say whatever it is, whether it's this or something else, has a 50% accuracy. That's not bad. You know what I mean? That's not bad. That's not bad at all. At least, hey, at least we now have access to 50% of the people in this area versus, you know, what's our other option, right? Our other option is we can't get in front of these guys digitally. We just have to mail out postcards. And that's not, obviously not the best solution, right? It's very, very costly. Okay, because it costs a couple $1,000s, $3,000 to send postcards once to this group. Okay, so let's say now we have our list. You guys, now we have our list. Okay, what do we do with that list? Well, here's the beauty of the list. Let me see if I have any farms here. Otherwise, I'll show you guys. There's one thing we need to specifically do. Okay, and that is we need to make sure that our list is in what's called a CSV format. Okay, CSV format, and that is just a comma delimiter, or what's called a comma separated value format. Okay, so CSV format. So it's just a spreadsheet, just like Excel, but in this case, it's not an XLS or an Excel spreadsheet or a numbers spreadsheet. It's a it's a CSV format. So you still would open that in Excel, right? Just like you would any other spreadsheet, and then you just save it as a CSV. So I'm going to show you you guys how to do that right now. Okay. So let me go ahead and share this Excel spreadsheet. And you guys, any questions on getting access to a list before we dive too deep into the list? Everybody kind of clear on that first step? Again, getting the list. Okay. You guys, again, don't be bashful, right? Let's get your questions answered now. And again, you can always follow up with me after, but I'd say, don't delay, get your questions answered. So here's a list that I have. Okay. This is a list that I believe came right out of Fetch. We got name, address, and this one, it looks like I may not, here we go. We go phone number, email address. Okay. So we've got those fields, right? So what we want to do is, now Fetch will give you the CSV file, but let's say you have another spreadsheet, another list that's not CSV. What you want to do is you want to go to File and you want to go to Save As. And when you go Save As, you're going to click here, and by default is probably this Excel workbook, XLSX, right? You just want to select, it's one of the top 10 options, CSV. It says comma delimited CSV. Okay, and then save that right to your desktop. Okay, so this file already happens to be a CSV. You can actually see that right in the file name here at the top, neighborhoodlist.csv. Okay, so that's what we need to work with, is that CSV file. Everybody good with that? On the same page with that? Okay. All right, you guys. We're moving right along here, you guys. I love what we're doing here. We're moving right along. So, okay. So here's going to be the next step. Okay. And the next step is now us getting into Facebook. Okay. And this is where it starts to become a little more challenging, but I think you guys are all with me here. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen here. And what I'm going to share is something that is maybe new to you. And it's called the Meta Business Suite. The Meta Business Suite. Okay. And this is, you can get to this by simply going to business.facebook.com. Business.facebook.com to get to your Meta Business Suite. Rose asks, does the system know if someone is on the do not call list? Rose, that's a great question. Let me just look. I believe it just said there. Let's just double check what the answer to that is, the do not call list. Here's the thing though. Are you planning on calling them? Because this is not necessarily us calling them. But it says here, this vendor's phone numbers are not scrubbed against the do not call registry. Okay. Use of phone numbers that you purchase is your responsibility. So yeah, I probably wouldn't necessarily call until I've scrubbed against the do not call registry. So good question. But adding this list into the back of Facebook and advertising them would not classify as a phone call. So you should be good to go there. Okay. Anna said, import the numbers Redx. They scrub numbers there. Yep. That can work as well. Again, that's if you're going to call that list, if you're going to actually make those phone calls. Okay. All right, you guys. So everybody should be at the Meta Business Suite, business.facebook.com. And by the way, if you're not familiar with the Meta Business Suite, I do another training, and maybe we'll do a training here for WeServe in the future, sometime this year, on the Meta Business Suite, how to leverage this really powerful social media business platform to manage all your social media, specifically your business social media. So that'd be your business page. If you have a business or a creator Instagram account, you can manage those all in the same place. All your business pages are all accessible here. You can, you have one central inbox for all your messaging. So you can send out and receive messages through Facebook and Instagram, through all your accounts, right in one place, right here. So you have this kind of, they call it a universal inbox. You can post right to stories, even Instagram stories, right from the Meta Business Suite. You can plan out posts a year in advance here and schedule those to be posted. So, I have agents that will schedule a full month's worth of posts in advance, and they don't have to worry about, oh, did I post this week or did I post today? You can get into your ads from here. And then also, very important, you can get into your insights from here and see what content is my audience engaging with? What kind of stuff do they like? Okay. So pretty neat, pretty easy to use. What we're going to do here, though, we're going to click into all tools. And now you're going to see a lot of options here. But under advertise, you're going to see audiences. So under advertise, you're going to see audiences. And this is where we want to go to get our list uploaded. Okay. So audiences, hopefully everybody's seeing that. Okay. So hopefully everyone's seeing that. So audiences. So once we click on audiences, you're going to see a page that looks like this potentially. Okay. It may look like this. Or it may look, let me give you another look here, you guys. Give me a second. It may not have anything there. It may be, may just give you some buttons. You may see that you have a disabled ad account. You may see that, you may see just, again, some options to click, some buttons, but there's nothing that's being displayed in a list. Let me see if I can get you guys an example of something else you might be seeing outside of what I'm showing you there. Okay. That's, yeah, you may be seeing something that looks like this. Says reach the people who matter to you, custom audiences, lookalike audiences, saved audiences. If you see something like that, anybody seeing that screen that looks like that? So here's what we want to do. Remember I mentioned earlier, custom audiences. That's who we want to get in front of. Okay. This is the list. Okay. So custom audiences defined as connect with the people who have already shown an interest in your business or product with custom audiences. You can create an audience from your customer contacts, website traffic, or mobile app. So customer contacts is the custom audience. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll click on create a custom audience. Okay. We'll click on create a custom audience. So I'm going to go ahead and click on create a custom audience. And you should see a window that pops up like this. Choose a custom audience source. Choose a custom audience source, and then you'll just click on customer list. So again, if this is the first time you've seen this, you guys just hang on. There is going to be a replay available as well of this. So this is, great exposure for you, just creating awareness for you that this opportunity exists for you. So customer list, and then you'll simply click on next. Okay. Now you may see this, add your account to a business. Is anybody else seeing this? Add your account to a business. So what we're going to do, remember I mentioned the business manager. I'm going to click on add to business. And what's going to happen is it's now going to give me the option to add this ad account to a business. Now, when you click on that, it should say select a business, and you may have an option down here, and it may just have your name. If you have an option down here, go ahead and select that option and click on next. If there's no option down here, you'll have to click on create new business. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually click on create new business because that's what most of us probably have. So I'm going to click on create new business. And now we get to that business manager section where we need to create our business manager account. Okay. Everybody following? Okay. So again, there's multiple steps here, but the good news is, A, I'm walking you through it. B, you won't ever have to do this again. Okay. You'll never have to go through this again. Moving forward, you'll be able to upload that list right away. Okay. We just have to jump through these hoops initially. So all we're going to do here is we're going to click on create account. We're just going to type in our name. So it's asking for our business and account name. We'll just put our name. We'll put our name again, and I'll just put, my Gmail account, right? This is not publicly posted anywhere, right? So it doesn't really matter what I put in here, but I would put an email address that I have access to, okay, that I'll have access to indefinitely. Now, you could put the email address you have with your brokerage here, but my recommendation is, and hopefully you're with that brokerage forever, indefinitely throughout your entire career. But if you ever make a move, you'd have to come back here and change that. It might be difficult. So use an email address that it's personal to you, and then you'll go ahead and just click on submit. Okay, you click on submit. So let me just add the word realtor here. Let me see if that makes a difference here. Basically, the system said, hey, you already have an account with that name. And now it says you've reached the maximum. Okay, so you guys won't see that. So what'll happen is you click submit. It's going to take you right back here. It's going to take you right back here. And let me just click on add to business. And you're going to see a screen that looks, that's going to look just like this. So it'll take you right back here. Now, when you create a custom audience, customer list, you'll then be able to go through the process. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and jump into a different account for you guys to take you to where we're actually going to set up this custom audience. Okay. Okay, give me 1 second. Here we go. All right, we're back. Okay. So now, again, custom audience, customer list. You're going to click on next. And by the way, if you didn't need to add your account to a business and you saw a screen that looked like this, then what you simply do is click on create audience, custom audience, customer list. So under the audience section, create audience, custom audience, customer list. All right. Everybody on the same page with that? You guys, are you everybody following, or have I lost anybody? Anybody like, Aaron, dude, you lost me, man. This is like, this is confusing. We got a couple questions. Does your list need to be in a certain format? No. As long as you have contact information, you're good to go, you guys. Courtney asks, when you have a business account with Facebook, is there a phone number to go to for help? I wish, you guys. You think Facebook's going to let us provide support to us? Heck no. Heck no, right? They have their support, their help section. You guys, if you need help with this stuff, there's a lot of resources online, or I'd be happy to help you with this. Okay. I want you guys to be successful with this. Can we click on more sources other than customer list? Kimberly asks. Yes, Kimberly. We're not going to get into that today, you guys, but check this out just for fun. I want to show you, and I think this is fun. You could click on website, and we could actually put a post in the newsfeed of people that have visited our website. By the way, that's what happens when you guys shop online and then you see ads for things that you've looked at. Let's say you're looking at outdoor furniture on a website. Let's say you're on West Elm's website or Crate and Barrel. Next thing you know, you're on Facebook, scrolling through newsfeed or Instagram. You see a Crate and Barrel ad. You see furniture. What they've done is exactly this, right? This is exactly what they've done. They said, oh, this person visited my website. I want to get in their newsfeed. Here's some other things too. You can actually get in the newsfeed of anybody that's watched any of your videos on Facebook. You can get the newsfeed of anybody that is following or connected or even engaged with any of your posts on Instagram. Same with your Facebook business page. And check this out. So I'll just click one just to kind of show you under the hood here. If I click on Facebook page and I click on next, you'll select your business page here. So this is my fictitious Aaron Real Estate Co. page. Anyone who's engaged with my page in the last year, I can create an audience for and get in their newsfeed. How cool is that? How about anyone that likes or follows my business page? I can get in their newsfeed. How about anyone that's even visited my business page in the last year? I can get in their newsfeed. You guys, powerful, really powerful. And again, if this is the start of your journey with what are called Facebook custom audiences, I congratulate you guys. I used to own an ad agency. I know this like the back of my hand, but I do remember the first time I saw this and I was so confused. So if you're not super confused right now, then you're sharper than I am, because I was really confused when it came to this. I said, wait, how does this work? Wait, how do I actually create an ad for these people? Like this is some cool stuff. Courtney asked, can you target people who have visited your competitors' pages? Courtney, I like where your head's at. Unfortunately, the answer to that is no, but I like where your head's at. Here's what I would say though. If you're into something like that, what you could do is you could advertise yourself on Google, and your ads would be connected to the keywords of your competitor, so that when someone searched for your competitor on Google, you showed up above your competitor. That's called keyword arbitrage, you guys. Anyways, okay. I don't think there's anything uncompliant about that, but just is what it is. Companies do that to each other all the time. If you search for Nike on Google, guess what? Adidas, Reebok pop right up. Okay, so here's what we're going to do, guys. Let's stay on task here. Let's go customer list. I'm going to click on next. Now what you're seeing here is the customer list wizard. Okay, the customer list wizard. And it is a 6-step process, but you guys, really, it's more like 2 steps. Okay. But you'll see on the left-hand side, it says create audience from a list, prepare list, select list type, add customer list, map identifiers, upload, and confirmation. And the first step is prepare list. And what do you know? We're right here on the first step, prepare your customer list. So all this page is telling us is it's just a helpful page saying, hey, your customer list needs to be a CSV or a TXT or a text file. But we're going to stick with CSV because that's the easiest one to work with. It says it needs to be a CSV file. Okay. And it needs to include at least one main identifier. And look what the first 2, what they call identifiers are: email and phone number. Email and phone number. So it has to include at least one of these. Okay. In order to create that match, that connection. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and click on next. Our second step, select list type. We just click on no here. They're asking us, do we have a column for customer value? And for us and our purposes, the answer is no. So we'll go ahead and just click on next. Now you may also see a button, just a little checkbox down here that says, it's just like asking for, it's like a little compliance, little disclosure checkbox. You just check that box and click on next. Now we're at the point where we actually upload our spreadsheet, you guys. So we'll upload our spreadsheet. So what we'll do is we will click on upload file, and let's go ahead and do that now. I'm going to ensure I've got this CSV right on my desktop. So here's what we're going to do. So I'm going to click on upload file. I'm going to go right to my desktop. I'm going to grab that neighborhood list, and I'm going to say, Arcadia homeowners. Okay. Or it could be distressed property owners in Phoenix, for sale by owners in Mesa. It could be expireds in Goodyear, right? Divorcees in Surprise, right? Whatever that is. It could be all the contacts in my phone. Okay. I'm going to click on next. Check this out. So this is probably the most challenging part of the whole process, you guys. And again, kudos to those that are sticking with this, okay? Because once you do, it's like riding a bike. Once you do it a few times, it gets easier and easier and easier. And there's no better way to stay top of mind. There's no better way to get people's attention than to leverage this custom audience strategy. So here's we are. We're mapping out these identifiers, you guys. So we have the spreadsheet uploaded. And check this out. It already says it mapped 3 columns. It already said, hey, Aaron, I've noticed that this zip column, it looks like a zip code column. This phone number column in your spreadsheet, I think it's a phone number column. This email address column, looks like it's an email address column. And guess what? Absolutely right. Okay. Now, if you don't see anything here, I'm going to go ahead and just change this to do not upload, do not upload, do not upload. Now, you may see something that looks like this, nothing. So what you want to do is click on, see where it says action needed, click on this little tab. Now it's going to show you a list of every column in your spreadsheet. Full name, first name, last name, street address, city, state, zip. All you need to do is match up the phone numbers and email addresses. That's it. Nothing else. So just come here, find the phone numbers. Whoa, there's phone number. There's the phone number column. So here's the actual column header. Here's sample data in that column. Come over here to this drop down and find phone number. That goes away.
Aaron,
yes.
I have a question. When you come across a list and the list has multiple phone numbers or multiple emails for the same person, will Facebook allow you to put those all in the same spreadsheet?
Yes, it will actually take 3 phone numbers per person and 3 emails per person. So great question, Ayana. Yep. Okay. So, yep. So then email address, I'm going to come right here. I'm going to click on email. Now I'm going to scroll back up and you'll look, it says 2 columns are mapped and will be uploaded, phone number and email, phone number and email. And if I click back over on my mapped tab, you'll now see that it's got the phone number and email address. That's really all you need. In fact, you guys, you could have uploaded just a list of phone numbers and that's it. Or just a list of emails and that's it. We don't need everything else. In fact, Facebook won't even take a property address, right? It just wants phone number and email, those unique identifiers. So now we click on import and create. But before I do that, any other questions on mapping identifiers? Because this is the most challenging process. Once we're done with this, you guys, now we can go right to creating our ad. Now we can go right to creating that post that's going to get right in the news feeds of these people. Awesome. I'm going to click on import and create then. And it says, it looks like there are still 32 unmapped identifiers in your file. We don't need to worry about that. Click on upload anyway. It's going to upload that file. And it looks like there were 358 people in that list, in that spreadsheet. Let me just double check. Yep, that's exactly how many there were, 358. So it got all those rows. Now it's not saying, hey, I found a match for all 350. Like it's not saying I found a Facebook account for all 358. It's just saying we uploaded those 358 contacts. Now it says here too, it may take a few minutes for us to finish matching your customers to people on Facebook. You can check the status in an audience manager. Okay. But typically that's done immediately. Now, look what we now have the option to do. Create an ad. Create an ad. Let's just say we click on done. We don't create an ad yet. Well, look at the very top here. Arcadia homeowners. This list is ready to go. Ready to go. So now what do, you guys? We're going to click on the name of this list. And we're going to go to actions and we're going to click on create ad. Right? Create ad. Okay. Now this gets us into the advertising section. Okay. The advertising section. Okay. Now I did an advertising training for WeServe at the beginning of the year. That video is actually available on their YouTube channel. You guys, I'd highly recommend jumping into that video and checking that out. Okay. But here's what I'm going to do. I do want to share with you guys, if you're not familiar with advertising through the Ads Manager, it can be a little daunting at first. It's different than boosting and sponsoring posts right from your business page. Okay. There's just a few more options, a few more features. Okay. But the way you'd get here is you'd go to business.facebook.com, right? To get your Meta Business Suite, you click on all tools. And now instead of click on audiences, you'd click on the option above that. And that's Ads Manager. Okay. That's just where you're going to go to manage and create your ads. Okay. Philip Williams asks, what video? If it's the most recent WeServe video on the WeServe YouTube channel. Okay. It's advertising with Facebook and Instagram. Okay. Advertising with Facebook and Instagram. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take you through a quick primer. You're very welcome. I'm going to take you through a quick primer on how to create this ad, but specifically how to connect your ad or your post, okay, or your post to your newly created custom audience. And by the way, you guys, let me just share with you again, for those that want to take a deeper dive into this, just simply search for WeServe on YouTube. You'll find their channel. And if you go right down, this is it. Advertising on Facebook and Instagram. And what do you know? There's that guy again. Okay. So click on that, check that out, you guys. It's 57 minutes and it walks you through actually going through the Ads Manager. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to leave you hanging. Let's take you right into the Ads Manager. So just in short, there's 3 steps to creating an ad. There's setting the campaign, which is just coming up with a name. So let's just say, again, we're going to get in front of Arcadia or whatever area this is. We're going to say Arcadia Farming Campaign. We're going to come down here to special ad category. We're going to select housing. And then we're going to simply click on next. Second step, this will be our Arcadia Farm is the ad set name. And we're going to direct people to our website or a landing page we have or something else, okay, in this instance, right? So we're going to skip that. We're going to go down to our budget. And I'm going to change this budget from daily to life budget. And I'm going to say, I'm going to spend $50. Okay, I'm going to say $50. I want this to start now, and I want it to run through the end of the month, through the end of this month. Here's the thing, you guys. You want to let your ad campaigns run for at least 10 days. And that gives Facebook enough time to really calculate and figure out who is going to respond to your post or not. It lets that advertising algorithm really figure out, get some good data to work with. Okay, as we scroll down under audience, check this out. Customer list, Arcadia Homeowners is already in there. Arcadia Homeowners is already in there. If it wasn't in there, it would look like this. It would say create new audience. And then this is where we could go and we could set the location and the interests, but we're bypassing Facebook's audience targeting. And we're saying, Facebook, I'm not going to use your targeting. I have my own list I want to use. We're going to simply click on custom audiences and we're going to select our custom audience list. And by the way, you can have multiple lists per campaign. It doesn't just need to be one. You could have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or all of yours, especially if, let's say you had a bio video just saying, hey, my name's Tina Faust. I'm a real estate agent in Glendale. Here's who I work with. Here's the success I've created, you guys. I specialize in your area. I'd love to help you. I'd have that running in front of, I'd put that in the newsfeed of everybody that I knew, right? Okay, so here's our Arcadia homeowner list. Again, this is us farming through Facebook and Instagram, these people that live in that area. Guess what I'm going to do now? I'm just going to go ahead and click on next. I'm now in the last step here. And the last step is where I actually create the ad itself, you guys. We're coming down to the wire here. I love where our head's at. I love what we've already accomplished. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and select our business page. Okay, we're going to select our business page here. So I'll select my, maybe one of my fictitious pages. Let's see, I've got a few here. You know what? I'll go ahead actually and select, I'll select my business page. There's an Instagram account already associated with it. Okay, that's now going to allow me to get in the news feeds of all those homeowners on Facebook and Instagram. And here's what we do, you guys. We're going to simply create an ad, or we could have used an existing post, right? Existing post on your business page. So I could find a post, right? And I could use that existing post, or I can create a post. Let me go create post. And when I click on create a post, what I'll do is, I'll come back up here. I can create a post right here, or let me see if I can exit out of there, or I can simply create an ad. Now, an ad can be a single image or video. I'll come down here. I'll click on add media, add image, right? And now let's say that I want to use this for my post. Maybe I just want to create some branding awareness. Maybe this is a photo of me. I want to get that in front of the homeowners in the area. I'm going to select that. I'm just going to click on next, and I'm going to click on done. And now take a look at this, you guys. Now we have our ad already coming together. Okay. Primary text. This is going to be, hi, Arcadia homeowners, or Goodyear homeowners, or whoever that might be. My name is, for this, in this instance, I'm just going to simply create brand awareness. So that's what this post would consist of. The primary text shows up above the image or the video. The headline shows up below. Okay, you could say you're Arcadia Realtor, or you're Glendale Realtor. Again, that's just going to show up below, below here. So you'll see that here. Okay. So you're Arcadia Realtor, right? And then We can add a little description, which will show up in small text underneath that. So this shows up under headline. And then you guys, here's the deal. We can now send people when they click on this to a website. So we could send them to our website. Okay. And that's it. Then you'd simply click on publish. Now you're putting this post in the news feeds on Facebook and Instagram, right? Here's the Facebook preview. Here's the Instagram preview. Here's the Instagram stories preview. Here's the Facebook stories preview, right? Here's how it's going to show up as a Reels overlay in Reels, right? Really powerful, you guys. Now we simply, again, click on publish there. Yes, you could send them to your Facebook, or Nicole asked you send them to your Facebook or Instagram instead of your website. Absolutely. You could definitely do that, you guys. Really, the options are fairly limitless for what you can do there. Again, I recommend diving into that video, you guys. Also, feel free to connect with me. Happy to help you. Again, as a WeServe member, go to getwithaaron.com, you guys, to connect with me. Hopefully, you've learned something new today that you're going to leverage in your business, you guys. This is, I think, in my opinion, the most effective way to create awareness, generate exposure, generate leads for you. It's one of the most effective farming methods that exists. You guys, I hope you leverage it in your business. Again, thank you, though, for investing in your business. Thank you for being a member of WeServe, and I appreciate your time today. Isabel, did you want to close it out?
Stopping the recording now.